video, I just want to talk about affordable makeup that we can get here in Trinidad or in the region. I'm not too sure. I can only speak about Trinidad and Tobago, you know, that is affordable. And I mean, with the economic downturn as it is right now, we have to be, you know, a little smart with how we spend our money, especially on items that are not necessarily, you know, like necessity items. I mean, let's be honest, makeup is luxury, but I mean, can you tell a woman, you know, not to buy makeup, you know, at all, especially in an economic downturn? That's just absolutely unrealistic. But anyhow, get into it. So I want to talk about foundations. Actually, before we talk about foundations, let's talk about like skincare, general skincare, because you know you have to like prep the skin before you put on your makeup. And this is important because if you don't prep the skin, your makeup is going to look like a hot mess. It doesn't matter. It could be anything you do, you must take care of your skin. So I say cleanse the skin properly, clean the skin properly. This here, the Garnier Micellar cleansing water, is pretty good. You can get this in Pennywise for like $55 or something like that. If you don't want to deal with the Pennywise girl attitude, because we all have been there where you're like asking for something, begging, and they watch you like, why are you harassing me? And I'm like, dude, you are working here, you are here to help. Anyhow, this is really good at cleaning. This one is for sensitive skin. I think there's one in a blue cap as well. I think that's for waterproof makeup. I'm not too sure. I don't have that one. I have this. I use this to cleanse the skin. It's very gentle, and it also helps with like cleaning like the lash glue of your falsies and mascara. It's very good in cleaning it. Just use like a Q-tip and just gently just rub it off, you know. I must say you do have to use a lot of this to see, you know, results. But I mean, it's $55 as opposed to my favorite, which is a Caudalie. Caudalie is like in the hundreds. That shit could be expensive. Another item that you could probably look into in terms of moisturizing the skin is good old Cetaphil. I mean, you can't beat Cetaphil. Most drugstores have this, and it's pretty affordable. They have for dry skin, oily skin. They make for all types. So, you know, those are some things that you can look at in terms of skincare if you're now starting off and you're on a very tight budget, because you know at the end of the day, you know, you have to prioritize. You know, you have to make sure you pay groceries, light bill. You don't want to be looking on fleek and have no electricity to see that you're looking on fleek. That's just sad. That's just sad. Just saying. Now, this foundation, I must say I'm pleasantly surprised with. I haven't seen or heard any of my favorite YouTubers really talk about this. And I mean, I tried it out because a friend was like, hey, you know, you need to try this out because it's rather good. And I would like to tell you, this foundation could basically run with the big dogs. And I'm talking about the Jordana 2-in-1 concealer and foundation. There it is. Right. I have to mix these to get my perfect shade. I'm a NC45, and I have to mix 10 toffee and 8 golden olive, you know, because this is a little too warm and this is a little too neutral, and together it makes a very good marriage. But this is like $36 in Wonderful World. It's like $36. You cannot get a foundation for under $40. It's like, what? And this, the longevity of this is like very impressive. I think I wore this the first time I did errands downtown Port of Spain in the hot blazing sun, and it was very humid, and this held up for a decent 5 hours before I started to get some oils. I kid you not, this is really good. So please, like, if you're looking for a good foundation, full coverage, because you don't really find full coverage affordable foundations, it's a very hard thing to find. Two, check your Wonderful World branch to see if you have a shade. They tend to have testers for these, so you know, just test it on like a jawline or so and you'll get your shade. But this $36 TT, you can't beat that with a stick, as Nature B would say. Cannot beat that with a stick, seriously. Excuse. The next foundation that I have to talk about, that is like again, I'm trying to talk and I'm coughing. Why? I wasn't doing that earlier. The next one that I'm in love with, that is affordable, L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This thing is amaze balls. Like, I remember having to go to a client in Tobago, and I took the earliest Tobago flight to get excuse me, I'm so sorry, to get to the client. Came back in Trinidad on afternoon flight. Of course I couldn't walk with no makeup pouch to like touch up or anything like that, and this held up. My face was beat. This this is thebomb.com. So if you have like really oily skin, I highly recommend this. This is like 80 or 90 TT in most drugstores. I think you can get it even cheaper at Pennywise. Again, if you want to fight up with the Pennywise girl attitude, fix your mix. I know most Trini women could give back as good as they get. Just saying. Just saying. But this is really good, you know. Another one that is really good, I mean, it holds up really good, is the Revlon Color Stay. Again, this is like under 100 TT, which is like typical for most drugstore foundations. And this holds up. This could rally through even your shittiest days. Seriously, this does not disappoint. So Revlon Color Stay 24 hours. I know they have one for dry skin, they have combination of oily. So just know what your skin type is and pick your correct shade. Some places have testers. I think Starlite Drugs, the one at the Maraval branch, has testers. You could try it out. You know, the staff is typically very helpful there. I've never had an issue with them. You know, they help a sister out all the time. They hook me up, and I think because they kind of know my face too, so they're like, "Oh, your deodorant shopping today? What we looking at today?" And I was like, yeah, show me what you have, take my money. Yeah, you know the deal, right? Oopsie. Again, I'm always interfering with the angles on this. And another one that I've been quite impressed with, it's not drugstore but it is affordable, is the Milani, right? The 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, which is the sister branch of the Jordana. I think Milani is like the big sister, like the very stush fancy sister, and Jordana is like grassroots girlfriend. Like, yeah, I go hook you up, don't worry. Yeah, but this is really good. I mean, I could typically wear shades 9 through 11 depending on if I'm rocking a tan or not. Right now I'm rocking a serious tan, which I'm liking because people pay for this shit. I have it naturally. I just have to stand out in the sun. But anyhow, this is really good. What I love about this is, sorry it's a little gross looking, but I use it. It has a pump, which is like unheard of in most affordable drugstore brands. You know what I mean? So, you know, again, this is something you could look into. I can't see this being more than probably $120, if that much. I'm not too sure if Wonderful will sell these as yet. I went today and I didn't see any. I got these in a swap from a friend, so I was like, yay, you know, and they were on point with the colors. So moving on, right? In terms of concealers, right now, I can tell you affordable and drugstore brands monopolizing the game on concealers and color correctors, right? I mean, if you have what we Trinis like to call boo-boos from, you know, chicken pox, or you sit down and you pick it and you're like, oh god, I get a mark, boo-boos, right? This brand has a wide range, like, can you see? And they're like a zillion more colors, like, seriously, like, these shades you could conceal, contour, and highlight, like, and they're like $20 a piece in Wonderful World. Again, like, Wonderful World is just so wonderful. Wonderful World, if you see this, hook up a sister, you know. I mean, I pay dividends in your business, hey, right? So again, $20. I could conceal with this one, and this is like Toffee. I could highlight with this one. This is Warm Honey, and I could contour with this one, and this is Dark Cocoa, and I'm good to go. I don't need to like kill out myself with any fancy schmancy ones. And in terms of color correcting, you know, again, green for redness, so like if you have rosacea or, you know, a fresh boo-boo and you're more on the paler side and it's bright red, you could kind of neutralize it with this. The orange one is for like dark circles around your eyes and stuff like that. This is good for neutralizing this. I love this yellow to brighten my highlight. Like, if I want my highlight to be out of this world, you could see me from Uranus. I'm sorry, I mean Uranus, not your anus. Sorry, I just went off the reservation there. These are really good. Again, $20, you can't go wrong. A really good one that I found is like a dupe for the Urban Decay Weightless Concealer. NYX concealers. Again, I think you can get these at the NYX kiosks, and they're like two, one in, don't quote me, I may be wrong, Long Circular Mall, and there's another one in Trinity. You know, so there's one in the west, one in the east. You can fix a mix. They need to have one in south. I don't know. South people, you tell me, because I was originally from San Fernando. So, but if they don't have one, San Fernando people, south people, lobby for one, please, because I find this forget the south people. It's like, why? What? We had to drive all the way up the road just for a concealer. Come on. Anyhow, these are comparable to the Urban Decay, and they're so awesome. Another one that is good is the Maybelline Fit Me. These again you could find in the drugstore. I think you can get this in Starlite. My only problem with this, the color range is limited, but it is comparable to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. So if you could find one that kind of fits within your shade range, more power to you. But I mean, you have a better bet with the LA Girl, you know. The L'Oreal crayons are good too. It's like coloring in a color book. Coloring in a coloring book, sorry. I don't know, I just get so tongue twisted. But this is really good, you know. I use it too, like when I have a little boo-boo on my leg and I want to conceal. This is really good for concealing. This shit stays put. And I use W678 in their brand. That's like medium deep. It's really good. Alright, now cooking with gas. Now you could contour with the LA Girl concealers, and those I would say for more the dry skin girls, but like us oily girls who, if you don't set it with a powder, you're in trouble. Now in terms of setting powders, you can always use a face powder 2-3 shades darker than you and contour the heck out of your face, and you would look the same as someone with an Anastasia contour kit. But another good alternative is the Morphe. You can get these online. If you can't afford like the bundle, I would say just get the colors that you would think you would need the most. They're like $10 in a pan. I'd probably say just get 2 colors out of it. One that you could do a decent bronze on your face to warm it up, and a lighter one to do more delicate contouring, like around your nose and whatnot, you know, so it doesn't look too. But these are really good. I mean, I could use all of these shades, even the light ones. They are so pigmented, and I love the fact that it's gray tone, so it's like, this is excellent, you know what I mean? So I just want to like rush through this because it's already 17 minutes long. Oh my god. Right, in terms of eyeshadows, right, Morphe is killing the game with eyeshadows. Now if you're starting out, all you need is one. Just get one. The one I would say to get first and foremost, the 35O, because it has a nice array of colors where you can do a nice warm smoky excuse. The only thing I don't like about this palette, it doesn't have a black, and I like a palette where you could find everything in one, because if I'm traveling, I don't want to carry more than one, you know what I mean, you know. Even though this might be a little too big to travel with, you know, they have smaller ones, but this, the shadow quality on this is like the shit. So I think these retail between 180 to like 200 TT. You know, it have local sellers like Wendy Hamilton and Rhea, you know, who sell these, you know, and Angel. I've purchased from Angel already. You know, those girls are just superb. Oh my god. Can I live? Fucking cough. Sorry. They are superb with the customer service, you know. Just check them out on Facebook, you know, because they have Facebook pages and whatnot. But Morphe is killing it with the eyeshadows. And the person who is like the brand giving them competition is Makeup Geek. Makeup Geek shadows are the shit. Now my only thing is, it can be pretty expensive if you decide you want to fill up a extra large Z palette like this. This will set you back, but a pan costs $6 US, right? Just get the ones that, you know, you think you will use the most, and you could just pop it in a little Z palette and you're good to go, you know. And you could just create looks, and then you could add as you go along. It's like Legoland. You just build, just build your collection. It's not a race, you know. It's not about who has the best shit, all the shit. No, it's not like that, you know what I mean? Makeup is a very personal thing in my opinion, and it's all based on you know what I mean, and your preferences. It's not to say, well, I have and I have. No. Unless you're like a true makeup junkie and you're just like going clear like me. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're good deals. Morphe also has these blushes. This is all you need. bright red, bright pinks, mauve colors. This is so pigmented. This is all you need. I got this off of Hot Look for like $15, and I'm like, $15 for nine blushes is like the shit. Like, seriously, that is like good, you know. There's also BH. This is the 10 color professional. This is like my first blush palette. Oopsie, that would have been tragic. And these are really good. This will be good for a kit too. Look at that. I love this brownie color. It is like so gorgeous on my skin tone, you know. It makes a good blush bronzer. And if you want to go super duper cheap, you know, there's always eBay. I got this for like $4. It's like, you can't beat that one with a stick. And they're very pigmented. Okay, so clearly my camera can handle the jamming of a long talk, but I'm going to continue now. So, for those who don't want a blush palette, which is understandable because you're like, I can't use all of that, where did I get? You know, I'd have the single ones. Milani makes excellent ones. I'm sorry for the glare, but that packaging is so pretty. Yeah? This one is Bellissimo Bronze, which is a nice bronzy blush, you know, to give you that JLo glow. It could also be a highlighter, because, yeah, this is like 40 or 50. TT in Wonderful World, again, you can't beat that with a stick, you know, because it's just so pretty, you know. And again, this Colourpop. I think their blushes are like $8 US online, and a lot of the local sellers here in Trinidad and Tobago do sell them. I just love to feel it. It's like Play-Doh, you know, but you know, these are very lovely, and you just have to make sure you turn them tight so they don't dry out. But the shade range is mind-blowing. Colourpop just running the shit these days. I mean, with everything. What I forgot to mention in terms of eyeshadows too. If you don't want to invest in a palette, you don't feel too confident that, you know, you could use all those colors. I mean, 35 shadows in a Morphe palette can be a little intimidating. I understand it can be very intimidating, you know. You can get like the singles and the Colourpops, and I mean, these things are absolutely adorable. They have all the colors of the rainbow. They actually beat out Skittles in terms of the colors, and they are very pigmented, and it's like the lazy girl kind of like shadow, because they just glide on like butter. Yeah. You just use your fingers. I mean, if you're a germaphobe, I could understand. You could probably use a stiff, you know, artificial brush to pick up the product, because it's very hard to pick up with like a, you know, a natural hairbrush, like a synthetic. Hear me? Artificial, synthetic. I'm sorry. I just had a brain fart there. I had a beer with some friends, and that was it for me for the night. I can't keep up with these young folks again, you know. I need to put on my nightie and go to bed promptly at 8 o'clock, because I can't make anymore. I'm getting too old for that shit. So those are really good ones to like try out. If you have a credit card, fix your mix and get some Colourpop, you know. In terms of eyeshadow primers, if you really want your colors to pop, I mean, you don't need a primer with Colourpop. It's like The name says it all. Color pop. Like, you go pop, lock and drop it. Like, psh, pop. Like, real shit. It's good. But if you're using a regular eyeshadow, a powdery one, let me not say regular, traditional eyeshadow. Let me correct myself. Traditional eyeshadow, which is a powder consistency. You do want to like prime your lids. Anything you could use. You could use concealer, a lighter concealer on your eyelids to prime it. But if you are using colors, like bright colors like the ones I showed you there, you should get a white based lid primer. I find the ones from MAC are good, but they are expensive. But a good cheaper alternative is the Bourgeois, if it was just right. There you go. Bourgeois Cosmetics IFX. I mean, this little pot, you don't need much. I've had this for months, and I mean, I use this all the time, and I haven't made a dent yet. This costs $70 US. She has 2 stores, one in Port of Spain on Henry Street, I think, in Bradford Mall, and there's another one on, I think it's on Devereux Chigonas. I mean, she has a Facebook page, so you can just check it out. And I want to try her glitters, so I might go tomorrow and get some glitters because I'm just feeling drag queenish. I don't know, I just love glitter. I love anything shiny, glittery, shimmery. That's just me. Give me shine, and I will shine. I will shine for shit. In terms of primers, right? Because I realized I didn't talk about primers, and I just jumped, so I'm jumping back. So sorry, I apologize. Now, it's very hard to find an affordable primer. I'll kid you not. The 2 that I have used, and I'll explain, you know, pros and cons with it. The Maybelline Baby Skin, which I recommend dry skin girls using, not oily girls, because you're gonna look like a hot mess. Your face is going to literally melt off your head. I kid you not. So for the dry skin girls, you all could rally with this. Alright, it's a good pore filler, you know, it smooths out and whatnot, but dry skin, remember, key, dry skin. For the oily skin girls now, this here is your friend. Alright, excuse the nails, they're looking real sad, but I'll get a manicure soon. But this here is really good at mattifying. I use this, and I use this with the Jordana, and that shit held up. Now, my only con with this is, do you see the size of this? This is like ridiculous. By the time you take 2 squeeze it done, thank God it's only $40. In wonderful world, I swear I plug in here. I know this is not sponsored by Wonderful World. That's just how it is in Trinidad, you know what I mean? But this is really good. Take a look at this, oily skin girls, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed with this guy here. Alright, in terms of setting powders, I wouldn't like to tell you, my favorite setting powders are actually affordable drugstore setting powders. So first one, which is a drugstore, is the L'Oreal True Match. This I mean, this is good on its own, especially when you want to do a more natural look. I say the dry skin girls kind of stay away from this because you're gonna look like the Sahara Desert, and that ain't gonna be cute. But for the oily girls, if you want to dab the shiny areas, this is really good. This is like about the same as the foundations, about $80 or so in Pennywise, drugstore places that sell makeup. This is really good. It doesn't get the love and hype it deserves. I mean, the color range for this product is just insane for a drugstore. It's like finally they're catering for almost everybody, and it lives up to the name of True Match. This truly matches me, and I am in W7 caramel beige. I mean, anything with caramel for me is like knock it out to the home park. You understand? A home run for me. Now this setting powder I used to bake with and set, and this is an internet sensation in the beauty community. And this is one time I was feeling, yeah boy, it come from Trinidad. Is this Sasha Buttercup powder. Now this bad boy has been able to kick Pennywise ass coming and going. People like Nitra B fling the Benai and they're using this. Jackie Aina fling Benai and using this. She have backup of this, and this gives you such a nice golden look. Now you have to have a golden undertone. If you don't, you're gonna look bad. This is for like more of my brown skin girls from like probably NC 40 come up to probably like NC 50, somewhere there around. Man, this is your best friend, and this is excellent for baking. This is like $65 in the Image Center. I think it's even cheaper in Pennywise. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. I don't want to say anything to get sued, because I have plenty court clothes, but I ain't paying no damn money. You understand? In terms of like eyeliners, gel liners, I find the L'Oreal Infallible. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me put it on the backside. Sorry. This shit is thebomb.com. I love this, and I have oily eyelids. Once I put this and I set it with like a black eyeshadow, that shit stays. It stays, trust me. And I have been ride or die with this since this line came out, which was like how many donkey years ago, you know what I mean? So I'm sorry that this video is long, but this is really to help people out who, you know, really just want to look for, you know, affordable brands. So that there is like, that gel liner is like 50, 60 TT. It's cheap, you know what I mean? You can get it in Starlite, you can get it in Superpharm. You understand? This here, the Jordana Fabuliner, is excellent to make a wing with. Alright, let's just, yep, it is fleeky. This cost me $35 in Wonderful World. You cannot beat that with a stick. I mean, really, this compares to the Steeler Stay All Day liner, liquid liner, and the Kat Von D Lucky Tattoo liner. Seriously, it stays on. It is black, but it is cheap as a mofo. Get this. I mean, if you want a fleeky liner and you're kind of afraid the gel liner, this is foolproof. This is beginner friendly. This is your friend. Alright, keeping with the eyes. Now, drugstore mascaras have the game. They run the block. I'm sorry, in all of my makeup life, I have never bought a high-end mascara, save and except one, and that's the Roller Lash. But other than that, every single high-end mascara I've gotten is a deluxe sample. I am not buying a high-end mascara for nothing. But you see the drugstore ones, man, them ruling the roost. So here you go. Maybelline is probably leading the pack with mascaras. They have Club Crusher, Volume Express, this, that, da da da. This is like old school Maybelline. This, you can't beat this with a stick. And I think they have this in clear too, that you could use as a brow gel to set your brows. You don't need no Anastasia. I know who. Man, your eyebrows could be fleeky too, man. Seriously. God, what the hell going on with my fingernails? Anyways, moving along. And as on the topic of brows. Now, I love me Anastasia brow wiz. But me no love the price. It is expensive. Expensive as fuck. And then when Colourpop came out with this, Jesus answered my prayers, because this is $6 and this is friggin' pigmented. That's just, there's no skipping. Look how thin. And this is in black and brown. I have very dark hair, dark brows. I use black and brown. I mean, you could use banging brunettes, you know, if you want lighter brows. But I find that looks kind of a little off on some people. I prefer something a little more natural looking, but not too harsh. But this is the shit. And you can get this from local Facebook sellers. You can also order it online. It's $6 US. It's like, oh my god. It's so cheap. In terms of lash glues, I have like House of Lashes lash glue, which is good. But then my friend Deidre put me on to this lash glue that she found in Wonderful World for $40. And you don't even need to wait for it to dry for your lashes, your fake lashes, to grip. You could just pop them on, pop. They stay on, and they stay on whole day. And it's called Amazing Shine Lash Glue. Let me just like put it in some kind of angle of focus. Yeah, this lash glue is the shit, and it's only $40. And a House of Lashes glue could run you like 16 US for one, which is a little bit on the obscene side. So I have switched to that because it does the same thing and even better. In terms of lipsticks, you cannot go wrong with an affordable or drugstore lipstick. They are tried and true the best. Some of the best I've used, like NYX. NYX is just killing it. NYX kills it. You know, Revlon. I remember when this was a sensation on YouTube, the what they call the lip butters. They're nice for like a nice wash of color. These are really nice, the lip crayons. I think these were supposed to be dupes for the Clinique Chubbies. Very nice, lovely. If you like more of a glossy kind of girl, there are glosses. I find the Maybelline Elixirs to be some of the best. I've heard Jaclyn Hill say these are like her favorite drugstore lip glosses, and I couldn't agree more. They are phenomenal. If you want more of a matte liquid lip, which I know is, you know, the end thing right now, Key Best, it's a Chinese brand. I got this off of eBay. This is really nice and it's really long lasting. It cost me like 99 cents for one. You really can't beat that with a stick. I know some sellers sell it for like 30 or 40 TT, which I find is a little on the ridiculous side because this is 99 cents. 99 cents. 99 cents. I'm just saying. I bought the entire line and I did not feel it on my pocket. So that's to tell you how great. 99 cents. What can you buy for 99 cents again? Not even an idea. Not even a free idea you could buy for 99 cents. Right? And again, like I was mentioning, ColourPop kills it. There's ColourPop lippy sticks. There are so many colors. I mean, this is Bring. This is one of my favorite ones. They smell like cake. I just love them. They are thebomb.com. And then you have ColourPop liquid lipsticks. You have the satins and the ultra mattes. And you can't go wrong with either one, depending on what your preference is. If you want a dry ass lip, like if you suck on salt prunes, fix your mix. If you want something more cushiony and more comfortable on the lips, you can get the satin, right? But $6 a pop literally is like, oh my god. In terms of like lip liners, I know you might probably say get ColourPop, but I have something even cheaper than ColourPop. Jordana, these are $20 a piece in Wonderful World. And they have such great colors. Like, I mean, these are so good and they are not hyped. I don't know why. I love these. I love these better than MAC. I love these better than ColourPop. I love these. These are so good, and you don't have to sharpen. You just turn it up and you continue using it till you're done. And $20, you're not gonna feel $20. You know what I mean? In terms of setting sprays, because you know we got to set everything so we look nice and our skin looks good, you know, not like dry and cakey. There are two setting sprays that, you know, I would recommend. I mean, I've heard people say you could use club soda. You could use club soda if you want to. That's all well and good. But, I mean, these are also good ones to look at. The first being the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray. I think these are like $100 in either Drugstore, you know, Starlite and Superpharm. And the other one being LA Girl. Now, this is very tiny, but you could like pop it in your like makeup pouch and just, you know, spritz and just freshen up your makeup, you know what I mean? And just, it'll look nice. In terms of tools, right? Get a beauty sponge. Do not get the cheapy ones, please, because they're gonna just fuck up your makeup. Seriously, they're not gonna do what the real ones do. No, the beauty blender is flicking expensive, even by American standards. They are very expensive. 20 US a pop for a sponge is like, oh no. But there's a good alternative, and pardon, it's nasty because I use it today, but the Real Technique sponge is just as good. And I love the fact that there's a flat side, because I take damp sponge, put it in the setting powder, and then pack it on to cook my face. This is stinking cheap in Superpharm. It's like $37. It's even cheaper than Starlite, which is like $45 or $46. $37. You just need one, and you just wash it. You're good to go. In terms of brushes, because I know there's some girls who just ride or die with the brushes, and sometimes you just need that, you know, gentle touch of a brush. Oh my god, that sounded so wrong on so many levels, and that was so unintended. I am sorry if there are people under the age of 18 watching this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But getting back to the makeup brushes, Real Techniques, you cannot beat that with a stick. You can get sets for like $100 to $120 TT in the drugstores, and you just, you know, you make your little set. You don't have to have 1,000,001 brushes. I mean, if you're doing a look on just you don't need 300 brushes, boo-boo. You just need a good compliment. And makeup, I mean Real Techniques is really good. Another good brand to look at as well is Morphe. I mean, Morphe is really good. I wouldn't say necessarily to get the full set. Just get a couple brushes, you know, that you think you will need for, you know, just to do your makeup with and whatnot. I mean, you can't go wrong. Another one is Elf. Oh my god, Elf. This, I love this brush. I love the denseness of this and the softness of this. This Elf brush is the shit. I mean, you can't beat this one with a stick, but this is really good. So, and Elf doesn't get enough love. Elf is a really good brand, you know. In terms of like neatening up your brows, I do recommend you get one of these. It's a blade on a stick, and you just neatly shave, you know, the excess hair and stuff like that. These are like 2-3 US. I think it's like 20 TT. You can get these in threes, a pack of 3, you know, and they're affordable, and you can just neaten up your eyebrows, you know, save a little money, because sometimes you can't always get them professionally done every single time, you know. That might hurt our pockets a little too much, you know. So we can do things to like maintain ourselves and, you know, be a little smarter with our money, you know. So I mean, this is just my recommendations. I mean, I know it isn't everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay. I mean, they're just what works for me. I love high-end and I love affordable and drugstore. I just love makeup on a whole. So if I find anything that's good, regardless of the price point, I will recommend it. I will do reviews, right? So I hope you found this video helpful in, you know, your search for makeup options and price points and stuff like that. If you want, I can do recommendations on high-end products. I can do a video on foundations if you want to, because I know foundations is a very tricky thing. Of course, the foundations will be only particular to my shade range. I can't recommend for everybody because I am not Nostradamus, right? So we're being a little realistic here. But I mean, if you want to see any of those, just let me know in the comment section below. If you did like this video and you found it helpful in the least bit, just give me a thumbs up, you know, like it, subscribe, comment, you know, give recommendations of things that I didn't mention in my video to help out the other people who may be watching this video. You know, sharing is caring, as I say, or as my 4-year-old would say. I don't really say that. She does. Sharing is caring, especially when she wants a snack from me. Alright, so until the next time, take care, be good, bye.